Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where I'm behind on the news, but that's okay. Things have been going on, and I still want to talk about this. And I'm sure people will be talking about this for years to come because apparently, this new, my humble opinion, ill conceived version of Harry Potter will be for the next 10 years. So they've committed. We're going to be having it. And I have been seeing some themes, some kind of patterns with their casting, and we're going to talk about that today. Now, the Malfoys were finally cast, and unsurprisingly, they looked, well, let's just say exactly as expected. And now we've got mainly the main characters have been cast from the show, and we're also going to look at some patterns with what they are doing. It's going to be weird. And I guess one of the things I want to say, they're too good looking. I'll start there. All of them are too good looking. Even the miscasts are too good looking. I mean, I'm almost to the point where they are all going to be miscast, in my humble opinion. I'm talking about the adults here. I don't talk about the kids. Alrighty, look who is here. It is the Gaming Pirates. Thank you for being here. I have been summoned. Why, thank you for answering the summons. He says, apparently Snape is being recast. I am seeing it everywhere. Here's the story behind that. This is what happened. One Twitter account, a fan Harry Potter account, said, there's a rumor Snape's been miscast. Everyone ran with it. There are no sources. There is no nothing. That's the source. A Twitter account said it. So take that with a grain of salt. If he had been miscast, it would have been announced. Where's this person hearing the rumor? They didn't say. But man, did they go viral over it. Hello, Buddy Hepburn. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. As usual, my cat has his paw on the mouse pad thing. Well, just as I was speaking, there it goes. Said we might have some possible issues with cat interference, but I'm going to try to get it out of his way. Let me see. Alrighty. Buddy Gaming Pirate says, also, why is Aunt Petunia hot? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. And it's not just Aunt Petunia. It's not just Aunt Petunia. Well, I mean, the guy who plays Snape is very good looking. I mean, really. I mean, come on. Come on. They're not supposed to be good looking. No, no, no. And one more no, Steve. I'm not even going to read that aloud. How dare you, sir? Now, the cat is just fine. Well, no, he's not. But, you know, if I really wanted to get rid of the problem, I would go to a place where I shut the door. The only problem with that is I'd be hearing cat howling the whole time. All right, well, let's look at some of these cast members. And as always, if there's something about what you would like to muse, I have veto power, but let me have it. Or in the comments if you're listening to this on the replay. And welcome everyone that is watching on the replay. The Gaming Pirates. Wormtail will probably be a model. Where is Peeves? Oh, you are correct. We haven't seen Peeves. Oh boy, I'm not even going to say that, Steve. Gosh darn it. Casting this should not be this hard. Well, no? Well, I mean, apparently it's not because they sure have cast people. I just wonder about them. Now, I will be the first person to say that the dude who plays Mr. Lucius Malfoy in the original Harry Potter movies, oh yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But they still didn't have conventional hotness about them. But here we go. Let's share this. Here is Lucius Malfoy. This is an actor I know well because he's always in my Bonnet movies, which I call him. This is him playing Mr. Knightley in the 2020 version of Emma. Let me actually make these a bit bigger. Can I make myself? There we go. He was also Felix in the adaptation of Les Miserables where he played a bad guy, the father of Cosette. Also, and then he was Dobby, Dobbin in the Vanity Fair. Real nice guy. He was actually far too good looking to play Dobbin. But yeah, good looking guy. These ones look younger, but they're, I guess, about the right age. I mean, he's in his 40s. So, yeah, he's fine looking. Jenny Melted. Oh, yeah, we don't have Jenny, do we? Hmm. Okay, so that is Lucius Malfoy. And then I think that this account did a comparison. Yeah, there he is. I think this is much better, to be honest. It just is. But no one ever asked me. I mean, maybe when they put the wig on him and all that, but in a way, it's gonna come across as cosplay to me. Oh yeah, here, speaking of the account, it's this account called Harry Potter News. That's the one that just came out and said they're gonna recast Snape, and everyone ran with it. Um, all right. So here's the whole lot of them that have just been cast, and I mean, okay. We have here, um, see. That's Aunt Petunia. Now they can make oh wait, that is that Aunt Petunia? Don't quote me on this. I need to double check. But this is Draco Malfoy, and this is his dad. So you can see that they definitely look like they are related. Here is Seamus. Yeah, he looks like a little Irish guy. The Patels. No, wait. This is one of the Patels. And then this is Lavender Brown. Surprised they cast her so quickly. This is Mr. Dursley. Now, the Dursleys, Mr. Dursley is supposed to be, for lack of a better word, large. He's supposed to be very, very fat. Really, Dylan did audition for the show? Oh my goodness. Aunt Petunia is bottom left. Molly is top right. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's Molly. All right. Let's get us up here again. That's Molly Weasley again, looking too fine. Molly Weasley is supposed to be the mother of a gazillion children, harried all the time. And I mean, maybe they can make her look up like that, but she's just, again, just too good looking. And Aunt Petunia is definitely too good looking. However, let me throw this out here. If she's supposed to be the sister of Lily Potter, then maybe that's what they're going with, that they both were good-looking women, because definitely the movie versions showed the stereotypes. She pulled the whole Dickens thing, J.K. Rowling, where the names kind of sounded like the people and their looks seemed like the people. So if you were ugly on the inside, you were ugly on the outside. But yeah, Mr. Dursley's supposed to be that. Oh yeah, this is Cornelius Fudge. Another thing, just too fine, too fine. Movie Lily was like 42. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's about the age they're supposed to be in the show, and I don't know. Oh, want to point this out here that the two of them, the two Lucius Malfoys, were in a movie together called Operation Mincemeat in 2021. So there they are, side by side. Oh, here it is. Here's the this is where it all came from. This Daily Harry Potter made this claim. That was the only source I could find with it. However, let's talk about the theme. I hope I don't make you car sick. Here's all the cast there. We know how the other cast looks. Now let's look at Snape. It looks bad. The only confirmed, absolutely race swap, and it's Snape. So far, everyone else has been Caucasian or in accordance with the race they were in the books. I'm holding off on Hermione for now for reasons. Do I think that Dumbledore will be like Dumbledore 1 or Dumbledore 2? I'm thinking Dumbledore 1. I mean, I have no problem with the casting of him because we know he's just gonna be amazing. Actually, I'm gonna put the comments up here. But yeah. Okay, this is Cornelius Fudge. I mean, come on, people. Come on. Way too good looking. Unless they're gonna uglify them. But we know that they only uglify women in these shows. It is Archer Collin. Hello there. Aren't there rumors that the actress name actually quit? Yeah, I already just talked about this. It was one account that said it and everyone ran with it. That's the only source there is. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. It was clickbait. And the person probably made a lot of money from it. Actually, let's check that clickbait, but just let's show the comparison picture before I do that. There's Cornelius Fudge. And here's the new one. I mean, unless they're really, really trying to distance themselves from the movie, but that also means the book. But man, it's really a weird thing showing people being good looking. All right. Yeah, this is the only place you will find that source. I have not seen it anywhere. Well, the person didn't get as much as he might have wanted to. 272,000 um likes. Oh, they do have check marks. They probably made money off of it. It has a yellow check mark, the Daily Harry Potter. What does the yellow check mark mean? Help me out here. Yeah, no worries there, Archer Collin. I mean, I can't say it enough that where's the source? That's what I always say. Where is the source? If someone knows another source, let me know. Okay. Gaming Pirate says, I want to see McGonagall swear Harry effing Potter. It's how I imagine she talks to him. Well, definitely it's how they think about it in their head. And I tend to not say too much about children, so I'm going to leave it there. But definitely he looks like a younger version of the actor playing, I'm sorry, he looks like the son of the actor playing Lucius Malfoy. I mean, and he does kind of look like a spoiled kid. Someone pointed out that he's the best cast so far because he definitely has rich boarding school written all over him. Biggles Mets. Yellow is official, I think. Okay, like official something. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I'll come back to that because officially, the official people wouldn't put out a rumor. I don't know. That's very weird. Unless it's the official fan site. I don't know. I haven't kept up with them. Way back in the day, the MuggleNet and all of those were acting like idiots, so I got rid of them. Pavati looks posh, yeah. But Betty Hepburn helps me out. Yellow is an official business account that has been verified through X's verified organizations process. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean official Harry Potter. Obviously, it is officially like that official thing. So it must be a big website. I don't know. I know I'm sounding ignorant. I don't know. And then the original one. I'll always be a fan of the original one. I mean, come on, you think that other kid can go Potter as good as him? However, I'm gonna let that be. All right, now we see there another side by side. I really like Johnny Flynn. I like him in the Vanity Fair. I thought he was a good Mr. Knightley. Good casting, and I guess Lucius Malfoy would be good looking, but again, it's more conventional good looks than this. Like, I think this I always thought he was very, very good looking. I've always thought this actor was good looking. But again, they don't have that quintessential "I am British, I could have stepped out of a, Charles Dickens novel," which is very much a part of the Rolling stuff. Alright, here's Seamus. Again, little Irish kid, looks fine. The other, yeah, again, another little Irish kid. Again, everyone is cast according to their ethnicity, race, nationality, except for the one that sticks out like a sore thumb. Now, the only casting we haven't seen yet, but it'll be a very long time, will be Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Now, check this out. My goodness gracious. What if they race swap him? Then they will be certified ists, and I will call them out because that is ism. It's ism already that they have who they cast as Snape, knowing who Snape is, and everyone else is white or according to their ethnicity and their race. But man, if they do that with Voldemort, well, they again, I've always said these people are not as progressive as they say they are. They're actually the real ists. They just like to call us ists. Tom Felton is probably about the right age to play Lucius. Yeah, everyone kind of wanted him to, but I understand why they maybe wouldn't want to do that. But that's why it's so cool that he is playing his himself, the older Draco in the play. Though the play is somewhat ridiculous. I've read the book that came out with the script or whatever they call it for a play. But on the other hand, I think that's kind of awesome. And when you see him in his older Draco stuff, boy, does he look a lot like Lucius. It's really great. Jason Isaacs was great as Lucius. Yeah. I mean, remember the way he would also do the Potter and look down and he's like, God, Potter will save the day. Oh, so good. And we go, the Dark Lord. Lucius is a descendant of nobility. They used to be lords before the Secrecy Act and kept their bloods pure. Ah, thank you. If they made the Voldemort episodes today, he would have been orange skinned. Yeah, Orange Man Bad. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Adega Outlaw. Why are the race swaps always black? You never see them do Japanese, Native American, or Samoan. Yeah, not often, no, do they? And in this, they've only done it with Snape. The one that, oh gosh, it's just gonna stick out like a sore thumb. The man who's obsessing over the white woman and comes from a battered home and has a chip on his shoulder is in many ways a snake. He's not a good man. He's the most selfish character probably in the entire series. Of course, Voldemort and all them aside. He didn't do it out of altruism. He did it only because he loved Lily. He didn't care that Potter died, that and of course the whole thing with James Potter. But yeah, there's only one that they've really done it to. Now, if they'd have race swapped maybe McGonagall or the Weasleys even or something, it wouldn't have stood out. But there's only one. And if you know anything about the history of racism in Hollywood in the past and stuff, true racism, that's what they're playing into, and I think it's despicable. Yeah. Swap any characters but the white ones, yeah. Being a British school, they will have to learn about supremacy and they will have oh gosh, oh dear. I don't know what they're gonna do. Okay, here's Pavati. You know, fine. She's a kid. She looks the way she's described, or Parvati. And then here is Lavender Brown. Fine. I forget if Lavender was described as blonde or not in the books. I don't know, or blondish, but either way, fine. And I again don't like commenting on the children, so I won't really. All right. Here's the two Malfoys. Perfection. Look at his cane. And here are rather the new Malfoys again, father and son. Okay, yeah, here are the Dursleys. These are the real Dursley. I guess they're gonna put maybe the actor into a big fat suit. I don't know, but these two were perfection. And then here is Petunia. Looking at her here, okay, I can see that. I can see it. But my goodness, that is not Mr. Dursley. It is not. That is a terrible casting. Again, unless they really get out the makeup and get out the fat suit. Biggles says, actually, I still say they should have cast Harry Potter blacks for he look. Oh, if they would have would have made the parentage a question. Wonder when it will be set in the 90s or now. Very good question. I think it should be set when it was written. Tom had that slappable face that is perfect for Draco. You can't have bad fat people nowadays. A blue-haired mob will complain. Yeah, but hey, they've made the bad guy black. And yeah, we kind of know that there was an ulterior motive and something going on with Snape, but again, that still didn't make him a good guy, and he was a villain for most of everything. He was a bad man. He was horrible to the students. I mean, there was no reason for him to be as horrible as he is, and he did kill, and he's not a good man. And I guess it's not right to call him a villain anymore after what we know from the 7th book, but still. No. And I've always wondered about Harry calling him the bravest man he ever knew. Was it really bravery what he did? Or was it selfishness? Is that the same as bravery? Maybe I need to look up the definition of bravery. Oh, yeah, I already said that about the. Yeah, because bravery has to do with like the greater good. Let me see. Or it's usually associated with that, with heroism. Bravery definition. I'm looking it up. Courageous behavior or character. All right, let's look up courage. Not be deterred by danger or pain, brave. Okay, I guess that could be Snape. But it was not for a good cause. It wasn't even for Harry. That was even a question because Dumbledore was like, "Wow, you really are doing all this to protect Harry." And he says, "For him, not for Harry, not for him." And then he showed his Patronus, and it was like for Lily. Come on, Miss Martin Muses. We know they will somehow make Snape misunderstood and really a hero. Bravery is being scared and do it anyways. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with motivation. Thank you. Harry, I used to follow your mom's. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. If they do it in modern day. See, I don't think they'll do it in modern day because a lot of the things going on, like that was kind of magical back then, that was before smartphones. Smartphones with muggles might be an issue, or it might not. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, that's a bad casting. Oh, same one. I think I bookmarked a lot of these. Did I repeat them? I think I did. Or did I go oh, wait. No. Here we go. Molly Weasley. All right, now in this picture, I can see it. I can see it. They can make her. I mean, because it's acting. They're not going to have her dressed all sophisticated. They're going to hopefully have her dressed like what you would see a housewife with what 7 kids and the hair and all that. See, let's look at Molly Weasley here. Yeah. All right, this picture I like it a bit better. Oh, here they helped us out. You got Molly Weasley, Draco Malfoy, Lucius Malfoy, Seamus Finnegan, Parvati Patil. Maybe they won't have them as twins, or maybe they'll have her playing both, but that'd be maybe making things too complicated. Lavender Brown, Petunia Dursley, Vernon Dursley. Again, I don't like the Vernon Dursley casting, and I don't like the Cornelius Fudge casting. Maybe like the girl that played Lavender Brown and stuff, maybe we got her announcement sooner because she was a runner-up for Hermione. That could have been it too. And maybe the same with Seamus. Maybe he was in the run-up for Ron or for Harry Potter. Because again, it just seems weird. We've got Lavender Brown. John Man 5. All right, John 5, rather. Sorry. Hello. Why, hello there. Muggle tech don't work around magic. That's true, but I'm just saying the fact that if muggles have the same forms of communication that the wizards have, some of the things that the wizards were able to do doesn't seem as magical. That's my humble opinion. It is Danman Walking 55. Hello. And by the way, everyone subscribe to everyone, please. Is that the actress who plays Philomena Kunk? Could be. I'm not familiar with that, but some people in Britain seem to know who she is. The real question, says Biggles Metz, is who's going to play the crazy chick who I thought was hot in the last one? You know, the one who killed a bunch of people. Bellatrix Lestrange. Yeah, it'll be hard to top Helena Bonham Carter. I mean, the movies were so perfect in their casting. It was ridiculous. Yeah, they might wait around for her and people like Sirius Black because they're not going to be seen until third, maybe fourth. Well, third one, obviously, for Sirius Black. But I'm thinking Bellatrix, do we actually see her? I forget when we see her first. Unless they do flashbacks. Everyone's saying hello to each other. I think that's her name. Yes, it is. I think that's it. Oh. Yeah, we were just looking at that. Because then I think I get into my... Oh, yeah. Our new Pope. And of course, it's so ridiculous. Him with his White Sox. So he got someone got a picture of him in the White Sox hat, and he addressed everyone at the White Sox field. I mean, we have definitely entered an alternate timeline. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. And I've already talked about the other castings, and don't like to emphasize the children, just going to kind of leave it alone. Maybe until we get some more information. Let's see. Got no problem. I don't have a problem with any of the casting except for Snape. I mean, Snape is still the one that breaks the movies. Snape's the one that's going to change everything. And it's just wrong. But it's so obvious now what they're going to do because he's the only one out of all of them. He's the only one. I thought you meant he was wearing White Sox. Oh, no. The White Sox baseball team. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's a baseball thing. And of course, I guess they've not been doing too well. I don't follow baseball, so I wouldn't know. The problem with Ron, says Betty Hepburn, is he is really tall and lanky in the books, taller than his brothers, and he has blue eyes. The new casting doesn't match that for him. Oh. Well, I think it'll be hard to tell about tall and lanky because you don't know what the kids are gonna do in puberty. So we might have to wait on that one. That's my opinion. Well, maybe when the kid oh, there we go. Yeah, there we are. Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Okay. Oh, good. It wasn't anything horrible. Yeah. Let's see. Archer Collins. Somehow I can't see Black Snape holding hostages at a Christmas party or playing an alien in a sci-fi movie. Um, I'm not oh, you're talking oh, you're talking about Alan Rickman. I was like, first I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Yeah. I mean, come on, anyone that was gonna play Snape, that was a hard act to follow because we're talking about Alan Rickman. But really, I mean, it just sticks out. It just sticks out exactly what they're doing, and again, I'll say it again, they are not being as progressive as they think they are. My nephew grew like 2 feet already and towers over me. I know mine did too. Die Hard or in Galaxy Quest? Yeah, I got it. I mean, you would expect a thin, long-limbed kid, not round and brown-eyed. Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. Like I said, in general, you can't win when you're dealing with the kids. And I think in the past, maybe they thought they would get away with something like what they're doing with Snape, but people are sick of it. But also, I mean, it's as comfortable as when they would have a black Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar. It was always black. And I'm like, really? Really, Judas? It's like, gosh. Right. I mean, there is such a thing as real racism. And they're going the real racist route. And I will call that out. Damaj and I had a lot of really good things to say about it. I have that on a video. I had him on talking about it. I'm coming at it from the point of view as an anthropologist. I think he was coming at it from a lived experience, which I will never obviously be able to have. Oh, okay, we've already said that. Already. And of course, this is open musings. If there's anything else you would like to muse, besides the world is falling apart, I am kind of enjoying this because I have had so many I told you so's. So many I told you so's, but you know, that, yeah, this is why you don't troll when there's big things happening in the world because no one knows what's real now. But on the other hand, someone pointed this out to me. It's like there's a breaking of the wheel going on. I'm reading the Wheel of Time right now. It's like threads are being pulled out. It's like someone's throwing a knot in the middle of them, and that's what we're seeing. And the earth is shaking. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it because it's completely out of my control. And oh my gosh, if you think about it too hard, you will go crazy. Yeah, Archer Collins says they have the ism of bigotry of low expectations. Yeah, well, that's something that has been a problem for quite a while. But yes, for sure. Well, but these are the same people that won't explore or adapt or work with people to get the great stories that already exist. Or, a lot of modern tales, a lot of TV shows, a lot of detective shows, they're naturally diverse. Why don't they adapt things that already are diverse? Or they are, or I guess Harry Potter to a certain degree is diverse, but I guess not in the way that people wanted it to be. Now, it is a fact that you have to have one major character be that. So then they should have chosen somebody, again, any other character except for Snape. We all know what they would have done, but it wouldn't have broken the story. So And I'm gonna until I know otherwise, I'm going to put my foot in the sand about the cast is in general too good looking. I know that sounds awful, but you look too good. Well, you do. There are plenty of character actors out there that look like they need to be, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. It's like, whatever. I'm not even sure what this is gonna be, but they sure are putting a lot of money into it. I think I've said at the beginning, it's ill-conceived. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna do well. There is not gonna be anything that can match the magic of that first time that Harry sees all those owls and then the litter box, all the letters flying in and the music, John Williams' music, and he's jumping up, grabbing them, or the first time he sees Hogwarts and we hear that music, and the first time they play Quidditch. And yeah, I'm sure maybe have better CGI or whatever it is, but there's nothing going to be. We've already seen the firsts. We've seen it on screen. And oh my gosh, I mean, just seeing it all come to life, the candy, the places, the humor, especially the early films, genuinely were hilarious. So good. Yeah, the Hogwarts Express. Remember when you first saw that? Hello, Rachel Percy Art. She says, "Ju- just Warner Brothers taking themselves one step closer to bankruptcy." Yeah, I guess. I mean, will people watch this? There's just a part of me that's like, I think people might. I mean, besides the hate watchers, especially because it's going to be on like HBO Max. So you don't have to go out to the cinema to do it. And it's going to be different than something like The Wheel of Time and even The Rings of Power. The reason why the Wheel of Time didn't work was it wasn't as much in the popular cultural, it wasn't part of everything the way Harry Potter was. Harry Potter was a cultural phenomenon. What would have happened, though, if they'd have done the Wheel of Time properly would have been the people that were book fans, of course, would have loved it. But then it being so good would have brought film people, fans from there, and it would have been moved from, for lack of a better word, a book niche into the popular culture, much the same way the Lord of the Rings did. Lots of people that love Lord of the Rings have not read the books. A lot of people, respect for Tolkien, haven't read the books. They've seen the movies, the Peter Jackson ones. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just saying, it's just a thing. It was the Peter Jackson movies that blew it up into the popular culture at that time. Now, of course, it was a part of popular culture in many other ways, but put it through the hemisphere. That's what could have happened with Wheel of Time if they'd have done it properly. Now, The Rings of Prime, the reason why that didn't work was the people that liked the movies knew it was BS, and the people that read the books really knew it was BS. I mean, the moment most people heard, like, there were some normies that were like, "Oh, are you watching the Rings of Prime?" What is even the real name? Rings of Power. What do you think? Because I know you like the books. And I said, well, they didn't base it on the books. They didn't have the rights to the books, so they made up their own story. And the person was like, oh, then I'm not going to bother. What's the point? Exactly. All right. What's people been saying? Most fans seem to have seen the writing on the wall, but I'm sure people will watch it. Yeah. Well, people will watch it and review it, at least at first. It's a moneymaker. It's going to be trending. People are going to do it the same way people did the Rings of Prime. And I think the concern that hate watching is what's going to keep it in the zeitgeist, is what's going to keep it rather successful, has been proven wrong with something like the Rings of Power. I know in a perfect world we think that we have a bigger influence than we do. We do not. We do not here in our world. Even the people with the biggest followings, we maybe make a little dent in it. But for the most part, if something is good, people will watch it. If something is not good, people won't. So if something sucks and people hate watch it, that's not really gonna make or break a show, as we've seen. So that's a long way of me saying I'm not gonna judge anyone that hate watches it. I think the only time people judge is when they say they're not going to and then they do anyways. But you can see the incongruency of people, what they say and what they do. Buddy Hepburn says, I still think it's too soon for a reboot of the franchise in live action. You are right. It's too embedded in the existing casting characters. Another 15 years would be different. You are correct about that. Yes. I think the reason why they wanted to go so fast into it was because the Fantastic Beasts flopped so badly, and they were like, we need to do something fast. And they figured it was low-hanging fruit. I think they are very mistaken. The rings of diversity, yeah. I got a new book about Tolkien. What is it called? It's so good, I forgot the name of it. And I don't know if the book is gonna be any good or not. It's from the St. Paul Center for Biblical Studies, so I'm gonna check it out. It's been a while since I've done some scholarly research on Lord of the Rings. Well, there's a new book, so obviously it's new. I will have to judge it. I don't hate watch anything, says Buddy Hepburn. I'll give it 3 episodes and I'm done. No, it gets better later stuff for me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no reason to. Yeah. Well, and sometimes I hate watching is for people to review it and because it helps their channel. And again, that's where I don't judge because if you're putting money on the table, food on the table, go for it. Go for it. That's why I'm saying don't fall for it if some people say, oh, we're not going to review it. And then they go ahead and review it. And there's some true believers that will be like, okay, then we won't. And then they lose out on the opportunity. Every man for himself out there, people. Every man for himself. You do and you cover what you want when you want. You pay for what you want when you want. Everyone does anyways. Biggle says, I only watch the movies for Harry Potter so I can get a girl at work to like me more, and it worked. LOL, yeah. Hey, smart guy. I always say, gentlemen, watch Pride and Prejudice and take notes. And the movies they're good adaptation. I mean, they're very good movies. They stand on their own. You see, that's the other thing. They have to be able to stand on their own without the books. The movies are great. I mean, and they could be watched by little children and grown-ups. Even though some of the stuff was kind of adult and creepy, it wasn't done in an adult fashion, if you know what I mean. The kids love Dobby. I mean, Dobby is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I recently watched some of these on the big screen, how they're re-releasing them in cinemas. The atmosphere is electric. Everyone's loving it and laughing and cheering, and that's not something that you can manufacture, and you can't make lightning strike twice. There were 3 things that were really big in the, 2000 to 2010 that was lightning striking hard and striking well. One, of course, was the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The other one was the Harry Potter. And people are going to hate me for this, but it's the truth. The Twilight Saga. I'm not comparing the quality. I'm comparing the phenomena. And those were good adaptations of the books. Wildly successful and loads of fun to watch like a 4-movie series on it. Or was it 5? I think it was 5 because they split the last 2. Biggle says, that was almost part of Once Upon a Time for me, but I like that. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, gosh. Once Upon a Time. There is nothing better than Once Upon a Time seasons 1 through 3. That is some of the best television you will ever see. And Robert Carlyle even said about Skin Deep that was the best 42 minutes of television he had done. I will say up to that point, because that was an interview from 2012. So he might have changed his mind since then. But man, was it good. Amazing stuff. And good times. The fandom, we had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun with the cast and the creators. Very good people. That's why I will never say anything badly, especially about Adam Horowitz. What a guy. What a guy. Biggle says, I like the first part of 4. It's the second part of 3. I said I hated. I forgot what part that was. The second part of 3, 3B, that was the Wicked Witch story. That was fine until the last 5 minutes. First part of 4 was fine as long as he just focused on the Frozen story and the Snow Queen's part of it. That was good. But what they did with the legacy characters sucked. Things changed after that, and it wasn't the same. Not the same at all. The magic was gone. Wow. Yeah, because it was the moment they brought Maid Marian back. That was it. Boom. We're done. No happy endings. You can't have a show about happy endings and not give happy endings. I mean, crying out loud. And boy, did they try to make up for that mistake, but nope, that did not ever correct them. Alrighty. Well, I'm glad to be back here on Musings. I'm going to try to do these more often again. If I don't, it's not because I don't love y'all. It's because life. My knee is better. My first sports injury. Woo! But still, not back on the bicycle. Literally or figuratively. I'm going to be doing some swimming this week because I'm really missing exercising. Once you get into it, you just really enjoy it, and it's really good for you. It's good for the soul. Lord Thoth is here. Hello, everyone. Why, hello to you too, Lord Thoth. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we were just talking about the new Harry Potter cast. My verdict is that they are too good looking. Unless they uglify them, but I think that'll be very difficult. They're adequate. That I think it's curious that everyone is ethnically and racially cast accurately except for Snape, which is very problematic on so many different levels. They're ist and they think they're not. They don't even know it. Beyond that, I'll watch maybe. I guess I think we're all going to be curious, but I just can't imagine. Okay, here's the thing. When you go into the cinema, or even when you fire it up on your DVD or whatever, on HBO Max, whatever, wherever you watch Harry Potter, and you have the lights out, and you hear that music, that little theme, before you see anything, oh, you just get chills. I cannot imagine that they will be able to do the same thing with this. Nobody can write music better. I mean, how can you outright John Williams, for crying out loud? On the other hand, it would be a huge mistake if they decide, well, we're going to use the same music and the same sets. Oh, that would be worse. It's a no-win situation. Swimming, says Archer Collin. What a coincidence. I was just watching an episode of Castle featuring a murder in a swimming pool. Oh boy. Rachel Perciart says, I don't think the actor for Lucius Malfoy as believable in that character unless they do some work on him. Yeah. Well, it's like I said, too good looking. Even though the guy who plays Lucius Malfoy is incredibly good looking. So maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe too conventionally good looking. I loved him as Mr. Knightley. I loved him as Dobbin in Vanity Fair, even though he was miscast because Dobbin is not supposed to be that hot. But he was good as Felix in Les Miserables because you hate his guts. But, no. Too good looking. Dursley is the worst one. Only God could outscore John Williams. Well, I agree with the sentiment. Good morning, Miss Martin Music says, the Sentinel, peace be upon you and everyone here. Well, yes, and with your spirit. Yeah, good times, good times. It was the Holy Trinity, Feast of the Holy Trinity, or the Solemnity, or Holy Trinity Sunday. I don't know what it's called. And then we got Corpus Christi. Woo! Yeah, I don't know if you subscribed to my new channel, The Catholic Splaining. Yeah, because I have moved my Catholic material over to an official Catholic Splaining account because, I just figured that was just, keep this for the content that I have here and keep Catholic explaining for Catholic stuff. So let me find it. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you would like to see my Catholic material. If I can find it, here we go. Share, copy link. Yeah, I'm on the fourth commandment at this point. So you'll know it's me. It'll have the rose, but it will have the crucifix on it. So here we go. Indeed. Woo. Yes. Yeah, there's going to be lots of processions. I think it's going to be pretty epic. I'm going to be looking forward to Pope Leo doing all that. I liked his little message at the baseball stadium. I mean, it's so tacky. It's marvelous. All right, so there you go. So if you all want to subscribe to my new channel, that's to see my Catholic content, that is where you will see it. Though I'm leaving it, the other ones, of course, on here. I don't know if you're allowed to like replay your own stuff on a different channel without YouTube having a canary. So I'm leaving everything that was on Miss Martin Muses exactly where it is, and then everything new from here on out is over on Miss Martin Muses. Oh, that's me. So in any case, I hope you will enjoy that. That's where I get to just yap about, something I like and know a lot about. But please let me know in the chat or in the comments if there's something that you would like for me to muse about. So if there's a topic, I mean, anything goes, though I have veto power. Like, for example, sometimes I do things on narcissism or self-help or I don't know anything about that, though, I'm going to be keeping up with Teresa Travels Tuesdays. If I can stream on Tuesdays, it just really depends on my life. My life is far too exciting. Yes, it is. Archer Collins says, I haven't had a chance to watch the videos yet, but I noticed you started with the second commandment. Oh, and which one will have Charlton Heston in? Yeah. Well, the reason I started with the second was because I had the introduction and the first one on my channel. Laugh out loud. Anyone who watched The Naked Gun remembers the plot to delete the Pope at a baseball game. No way. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, there you have it. Life imitates art. We are definitely in an alternate reality right now. Yeah, they're doing a new Naked Gun. I'm like, really? Not interested. I mean, maybe it's going to be good, but come on. You can't. I mean, Leslie Nielsen, he was a masterpiece. You can't get that same deadpan thing going on. Not going to work. Pope Leo at a baseball game is so American. He's a lifelong White Sox fan. He knows how to suffer well. Well, the jokes just write themselves. They really do. It doesn't look good at all. No. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, crazy world we live in. Yeah, see how there was no King's Day? I guess they celebrated that in the UK as well, which is weird because y'all have a king. Though there are the people with the not my king thing going on. Yeah, wasn't the 14th crazy? It was the 250th anniversary of the Army. So we had that celebration. We had Troop in the Colors that day. We had a bunch of lunatics doing things. And it was Flag Day. Oh, and it was celebrate the Pope Day at the White Sox Stadium. And the Pope actually gave a recorded message for them anymore. Oh, yeah. Alternate reality, people. Alternate reality. Speaking of which, it is Gorilla's random thoughts. Not speaking of which, alternate reality. Kapla, I just feel the twisters forming over. I can just feel the twisters forming over the plains. Oh no! I mean, are you saying that literally? Like you are having a tornado warning right now, or in the sense of just because the world is crazy, it's just about time to do it. And Archer Khan says, yeah, to be fair, a lot of people over here are less than total impressed with His Majesty. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was just a little bit silly that they were protesting. I mean, I could completely understand if in the UK they're protesting against King Charles III. But in the UK, protesting against the President of the United States, calling it No King's Day is weird. But we all know how it's been funded and all that. I've been also paying attention to what's been going on over there, Archer Collin. I guess more details about the certain gangs has been coming out that everyone knew was true, but they didn't want to say. Rachel Perciart said they were all convinced that 250 was for Trump's refining. He's not that old yet, guys. I know. And they try to act like we can't Google. I mean, there are things that I've been very vocal here. I don't like about him, but it has to be something true. All right. And people always panic when I say that. They're like, oh my gosh. I was like, listen, I don't like the Democrat. Don't worry. Okay. I'm not going to go to the dark side, but we have to be able to criticize our own side as well within reason. Don't do what Musk did. He was trying to burn it all down. That was insane. Though sometimes people say that was the ultimate just say no advertisement. It's 85 and 100% humidity. Oh my goodness gracious. Same, Miss Martin Music says the Sentinel. You eventually see me on some channels exposing the cover-ups. Oh, nice. Archer Collins says, somehow I suspect the No Kings people will be quite happy with, yes, Queen. You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm so glad that I don't teach anymore, especially that I don't teach anything to do with the social studies. I mean, I don't even think you can teach geography anymore without having issues. You know, it's just music, straight music for me, and of course, not even properly teaching because you'd be insane to teach right now. But I like the work that I do. I do indeed. 100% humidity, 80 feels like I'm breathing soup. My goodness. Miss Martin Muses, you would have been a great catechism teacher for me. Oh, well, I'm glad you said. Now that you mention it, I have been known to be an educator in that field. That's why many of y'all think I sound like a teacher, because I am. Yeah. Well, Protestants make the best Catholic teachers. We've proven that. But then if they didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any, says Archer Collins, darn right. One of these days, maybe I'll start putting out Catterday videos. And I'm still so sad about losing my kitty. It's been a year and 15 days because she passed away on June the 1st. The only way I halfway got out of a bad place over that was I had surgery. Yeah, getting your body cut open is a good way to get over a cat dying because then you had to focus on that. But yeah, my poor little kitty. Well, she was 20. She had kidney failure, so it was a mercy letting her go to sleep. But it was hard letting go of her. One of these days, I was going to make a stream about it, but I can't. It's been more than a year, and I can't. I made a little short tribute to her, but that was the most I could do. But I do have my other psycho cat, who I should have named Dexter, but he's who he is, and he makes some funny videos. I've made a few shorts, so maybe I'll start putting up some videos of him. Let's see. I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, well, thank you. I mean, like I said, it's kind of ridiculous. It was more than a year ago, but she was my baby girl. She was something else. She was a bit of a nut, too. They all are. Well, cats are all psychos. Let's just admit it. But, yeah, I have some videos from, like, some of her last moments. Not the last moments. No. Nothing like that I would post. But, us hanging out, her hanging out on the couch. I did put the catnip party on a short. And both her and my other cat were high as kites. It was fun. Rachel Percy Art says, I can barely say my cat's name. So a whole video would be understandably hard. Yeah. It was you were a okay, okay, I got you, Steve. You mistyped. I was a psycho cat. Oh, in a last life? I know you mean it was a psycho cat. I know you didn't like her. She wasn't psycho. She was needy and she was deaf. And she was used to being treated like a princess. I know. I know you didn't like her. It. Yeah, I know. I know that's what you're doing. Yeah, he well, yeah, I mean, she would just come in and start yelling, and I don't think she realized how loud she was. She wasn't psycho. Unless any more or less than, any other cat. Psycho cat it just listening while I do chores, says anti-derivative Jill. Hello, why hello there. Yeah. Yeah, my little kitty. It was a liberal Karen. Yeah, you did call her a Karen, didn't you? Yeah. Well, if a cat was a Karen, she was, but she was my Karen. The psycho ones are the ones we love the most. Yeah. Well, I'm getting to love well, when mine became an only cat, he had some issues. Part of me thinks he was tired of he was depressed because he couldn't bully her anymore. He would be terrible because toward the end, she had these little steps, because she couldn't jump as much. She probably had some arthritis. And he would go, if she was like on the bed, he would go over to the steps and block the top of them so she couldn't get down them. So I eventually had to get 2 sets of steps. So whatever steps he went to block for her, she could go down the other. That's just but I've seen cats do that. They do that to older cats, I don't know, they're jerks. Steek says, "I make friends with animals when I go hiking." Yeah, that's how you met Clements. Stieg, the animal whisperer over there up in Norway. Well, like I said, if you think of anything that you maybe want me to muse about, you can let me know in the chat. Eventually, Stieg and I are going to be doing a Red Dead Redemption stream because I have played both of them. It's a matter of the stars aligning where he's up and I'm up and we want to do it and all that because I am replaying Red Dead Redemption 2. So just stay tuned about that. And beyond that, again, I put my new channel in there, the Catholic Explaining. So that's where if you want to see Catholic stuff, I've moved it all over there. Also, more Teresa Travels Tuesday, and maybe if I don't make it on Tuesday, maybe I'll do it on Wednesday because it's a free world and I can do whatever I want whenever I want to. I've got some stuff about the cruise I was on. And then, of course, the locations we visited. Everyone should go on an Alaskan cruise. You will not regret it. Not regret it one little bit. So got some of that. I have some guests lined up, but it's a matter of, once again, their schedules aligning with all of ours. So stay tuned. Make sure the bell is on. I want to thank everyone that showed up today. Oh yeah, and definitely one of them is going to be The Wheel of Time, book 5. Rachel Percy Art, C. Kenobi, The Sentinel, Archer Collin, let me see, Biggles Metz, Rachel Percy Art, Lord Thoth, Buddy Hepburn, Gorillas, Censored Thoughts, Dadman Walking 55, John 5, Gaming Patriots, all the way from the future, Adega Outlaw. And if I missed anyone, it was not intentional. Sometimes things jump all over the place. Everyone, yeah, Lord Thoth, have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain to, I don't know, do something good, do something fun, and screw the world. I don't know if that's a good message or not, but there it is.